So, what did we learn in the previous class? Do you guys remember?
No.
No? You guys are getting older than me?
My brain is fried.
Okay. Samriddhi, Tony, do you guys remember what did we learn in the last class?
We did inverses.
Inverses, composite functions. Yeah? Okay. So we talked about composite functions, composition of functions, and then we talked about what is invertible functions or inverses, whatever you call it. And we just touched upon the concept part of it. We did one or two problems. So what we'll do is we'll talk about few more problems in that regard, and then let me call out the things that we are planning to cover this week. Today. So we'll continue with some practice, and then we'll look at some problems relating to modeling with composite functions. Everybody here, everybody here, everybody here. Keep the phone away. That is not good. So we'll talk about modeling with composite functions and then look at some word problems. And also we will try verifying the inverse functions and look at there's something called identity function. So we'll talk about all those. So before we do that, let's look at, if we recall, what is composite function or composition of function and then invertible function. What do you recall? What do you guys recall? It's okay, making mistake is fine.
Functions?
Yeah. Let me give you guys some examples so that I have a function 2x plus 5, another function g of x equals 5x minus 9. Now you have two functions, f of x and g of x. Okay? If I am saying this function and this function are inverse or inversible functions, hey Vishal?
I see.
So I'm just doing a recap of what we did in the last class, and then we'll deal with some problems relating to this. Okay, guys, here. So if I have these two functions, if I say these two are inversible function or inverse functions, what do we mean?
That means when you put one as x for the other one, then they equal to 1.
F of g of x, this is a composite function that I'm talking about, which has, we are composing the function of g with the function of x, function of f, and g of f of x, when I talk about, I'm composing function f with the function g, and if these two are equal, that is when I will call that this is inversible function, meaning the order of composition doesn't matter. Is that okay? If the order of composition doesn't matter and gives us the same result, then we will call them inversible function, or these are inverse functions. Okay? Now let's look at some problems, because without problems we'll not know what is the problem. Tony, are you with me so far?
Your problem.
Guys, here. Okay. So let me give you guys some realistic problem that we will deal with, and then see how confident and sure we are with respect to application of the concept that we know so far. So, everybody here, please. Everybody here, try it here. So, I'm putting a question here. I'm reading it for you guys. The graph of the equation y equal to f of x and y equal to g of x. These two functions that we have are shown in the grid below. So this is the grid. -1, -2, -3, and then this goes through this, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that f of x?
I'll mention that. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. minus 7. Okay, so this is g of x, this is f of x. Okay, it says which of the following best approximates the value of g of f of 2, and we are given 4 options: minus 5.5, minus 4, minus 3, and fourth option is 7. So again, you guys know my drawing skills are not amazing. I have tried my best to copy paste from what we had in the question. So this is f of x, y equal to f of x. This one is representing this function, and this g of x, y equal to g of x, this one is representing that function. So we have been asked to find out what is g of f of 2. Is everybody clear about the question?
Yeah.
Samriddhi, Tony? Yep.
Can I look at the graph on my phone?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So do you guys, are you guys able to see, or at least give it a try? And tell me what is the answer that we are leaning towards.
Yes, this one.
And now, Samriddhi, Vishal, and Tony, you guys have your own phones, right? And are you part of the group? Are you part of the WhatsApp group?
Oh
No? Okay, okay. Yeah. So what I would suggest is you guys can also join the WhatsApp group, so that in case this question doesn't look clear on the board, you can always refer to the phone also, which will give you a much more realistic picture of the question. But let's see, I mean, what you are getting to. So I'll give you guys only 5 minutes, okay? Not more than that, so that we can try more problems.
no. I got 3, -3.
You got -3, okay?
Yeah.
And Samriddhi, is your phone on the WhatsApp group better?
Yeah.
Okay, then you must be able to see the actual picture of the photo question as well. Okay. Since you have got the answer already, use this wait time to review it, so that when I'm explaining it, at least you are doubly, triply,
But God.
quadruply sure about it.
Okay.
Vishal, how about you?
Beard.
What?
Are you trying it?
Yeah.
Okay. Tony, any luck?
Where'd you get 3/4?
And my request to everybody would be, give it a try, no matter whether you go right or wrong. Doesn't matter. Okay. What is that we are leaning towards, Sahit and Vivek?
-3.
-3.
I'm still doing it. That's his
Doing it.
answer.
Okay, yeah, don't trust friends when it comes to maths. Yep, yeah, Vishal.
I got -3.
You also got -3. Okay, I'll just give one more minute to Davik and Tony, and then I will start breaking my head with this.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what it is.
Okay, not a problem. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Don't worry.
What did you write about? I told you to write it down. You didn't even get that. So we actually look at this 1/2.
Let me see if I have done a decent drawing or not.
Put this in. Open your calculator. No, the first one. Bomb. Okay. 1/2 of 5.5. Bro. Doesn't make it better. Negative 3.75.
Okay. All right. So, Samriddhi, do you want to tell me how did you come to, yeah,
I got B.
you got B, which is minus 5.5?
-4.
Minus 4, yeah. Okay. So, I will rely more on this. Okay, so let's not worry about the picture for now. Let's look at the solution part of it. So, Samriddhi, do you want to explain how did you get to C?
I looked at the image you sent in the group of the graph, and I saw that when f is 2, the y-intercept is 7, and since you're plugging in that into g, I put the g of 7, and g of 7 is equal to -3.
Okay. All right. How about Vishal? Same.
Same.
Yep. Okay. How about you? Same approach.
Yeah.
So look at this one. Okay.
So this is 5, this is 6, this is 7.
So Tony, just for you to be on the same page, whenever we have to find out, so this question says
This line or this curve, whatever it is representing y equal to f of x. Okay? And this line below that you see is representing g of x. Okay?
so my x is input. For x input,
This one, whatever is the y value, that is the g value. Okay?
similarly here for x as input, whatever is the value on the x-axis, that is the input to this guy, and whatever you get here as a y value, that is y of that function. Yeah. Tony, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it says find out g of f of x. This is the basic premise of a composite function. We are composing function g and function f together. But here,
If you read this one, what this says, f of 2, g of f of 2, meaning the function g has an input which comes as an output from f of 2. Let's see what is f of 2. F of 2, meaning when x is 2, what is the value of y? When x is 2, this is 1, this is 2. So if you look at this one, when x is 2, I mean I did not do a perfect drawing here, but when x is 2, what is my y value? It is somewhere around 7.
that's what was in the question also. Okay? So when you join the WhatsApp group, you will be able to see the question better. You don't have to rely on my drawing skills.
So when x is 2, y is 7. So now for f of 2, whatever is the y value, whatever is the output, that is what is my input for function of g. So f of 2 from this one, for x equal to 2, my y value is 7, so that is my output. So y equals f of 2. Now look at 2, when it's 2, what is my y value? Around 7. So my y value is 7. This is my output from f of 2. So I'll plug in that here.
So by looking at the function g, which is here represented here, what is the output of this function? What is the y value of this function when input is 7?
Look at x equal to 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is somewhere coinciding with -3. So when your x is 7, this is your y value. So we were asked to plot it for g of f of 2. F of 2 got me 7. When I plug that here, what is my y value? F of 7 for this g, when x is 7, it is around -3. So that is how it is leading on this as a solution.
Does it make sense? David, do you agree or you still want to contradict?
I got what is it? I got -3.75, so I rounded up to -4.
Oh, okay. So basically now again it was based on how I had drawn this on the screen, It was maybe a little confusing, but when you look at the actual question,
you will be able to see the graph because now the question on the graph, you'll be able to relate to this,
For
right?
the first, for f of x, I got a slope of, what is it? 3/4, and for the second one it was, wait.
so you don't have to go to the slope because the problem is,
No, because I was getting the slope of each one, and then I was plugging in 2 to the first one, and then I plugged that into the second one.
okay, so here I will try avoiding that calculation because if you're deriving the slope,
Here you have to look at, okay, what is my y for the given x from this one, and take that as an input here, plug it in here and see for that given x, what is my y for this function. So that is how.
It's just easier line of reasoning.
yeah. Tony, did I make decent sense or I got you more confused?
It's alright.
Yeah, it's okay? Alright. So let's pick up another problem. And
This is again relating to the composite function. So whatever we are doing right now in the class, this time I don't have to deal with my drawing skills. So I'm feeling more relieved, okay? And you guys will feel the same. This question doesn't require me to draw.
or get you guys worried.
So I have two functions given, g of x equals x squared plus 6x and f of x, h of x as x squared minus 1. It says write g of h of x as an expression in terms of x, meaning derive the g of h of x when you are given g of x and h of x. So we have to find out this equals what. So I'm repeating it. We are given this function g of x and another function h of x, and the value is given for both of them. We have been asked to find out how do you write the expression for g of h of x.
How will you guys do it? Do you guys remember, recall, or and don't give me the answer. Tell me how would you approach this first? Vishal, Samruddhi, Tony, Sahib, Daivik. How would you approach this problem first? Don't try solving it.
Okay. What are you doing? Okay, so first I would plug in h of x into g of x as x. So that whole term x squared minus 1 would go in as x squared, like as x.
As an input, yeah.
So I would just put x, like parentheses open, x squared minus 1, parentheses closed, whole square. And then plus 6x. And then I just simplify from there.
Okay. Vishal, Samriddhi, Tony, any thoughts what we are going to do here?
I would do the same thing.
Same thing. Vishal, how about you?
Yeah, same thing.
Tony, how about you?
Yes.
Same thing. So, okay, I will not let you guys worry about it. Let me do it like a 5-year-old child. I know 5-year-old kids don't understand what is function, but still, I will behave like a 5-year-old.
Sahid is
Sahid is 5.5. Okay, all right. So here I have a function g of x and I have another function h of x. We have been asked to compose the functions and find out what is g of h of x. Now, for me, layman's term, this is the input, this is the output. How? Based on this rule. In this case, this is the input, this is the output based on this rule. Okay. So now let's see. If I have to find out g of something, let's first see what is going as the input to this g. So I will keep g out of equation for now. Let's see what is h of x. H of x is given here, x squared minus 1. Okay. So I know what I will plug in here. It's going to be a find and replace. So when I have to find out g of h of x, we know what is my h of x. So we have to find out g of whatever is coming from this, which is x squared minus 1. We have to find out this. Now my g of x says g of x, meaning whatever is my input, is square of that plus 6 times of that. What is my input? My input is this whole thing. So I have to find out
square of my input. What is my input here? My input is x squared minus 1. So I have to get a square of this plus 6 times of my input. My input is again x squared minus 1. Yep. Simplest way to look at it, right? It's like you give the input, you get this output. How? Based on this. You give this input, you get this output. How? Based on this. So I'm just plugging it. This thing I don't want to deal with. I will simplify it first. That becomes my input. And my rule is given here. Now this whole thing, if you break it open, it's a minus b whole square. So this is a squared, that is x squared, square of this, minus 2ab, so 2 into x squared into 1, plus b squared, which is 1 squared, plus 6 into the whole thing. So 6 into x squared, that is 6x squared, 6 into minus 1, that is minus 6. So this is x squared, that is x to the power 4, minus 2x squared, plus 1, 1 squared is 1, plus 6x squared, minus 6. Now you simplify it. All the apples, oranges and bananas together. So x to the power 4, this is alone, it doesn't have a friend. Minus 2x squared plus 6x squared. So 2, if x squared is apple, I have minus 2 apple plus 6 apple. That becomes plus 4 apple, which is x squared. And then 1 minus 6 becomes minus 5. That's it. Yep. Did I do anything complicated? Tony, Vishal, Samriddhi. I hope I'm not doing anything complicated, right?
No, I could understand it.
Okay, easy peasy. Let's move on. Now, we are going to do something which is relating to the basic concept of this whole topic or unit, which is about inverse or inversible function. So I have a question here that I will put for you guys, and the good news is I don't have to draw it. So then chances of confusion is less. So here's the question. It says function f and h are invertible functions. Function f and function h are invertible functions. That's what we are told. Okay? Where f of x is equal to 11 minus x over 4. And h of x equals minus 4 times x minus 11. The question says, answer 2 equations about these functions. Write a simplified expression for f of h of x, like whatever we did with the previous question, in terms of x. And also it's asking, are these functions f and h inverse? Meaning, are these a pair of inversible functions or not?
Wait, is it this one?
Yep. I have it in specific, okay.
No,
So,
it's just
you
'cause
guys
it's
can
closer.
doubt me when I'm drawing it. Otherwise,
No, it's just because it's closer.
alright, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I need new glasses anyways, so.
Okay. So, I'm repeating the question one more time. Function and f and h are given as invertible function. That's what it says. I will take it on its face value, but let's look at more details. F of x is equal to 11 minus x over 4, and h of x is minus 4 times x minus 11. It says two things. First part of the question is write expression for f of h of x. That is one. So you know f of x, you know h of x. It says find out f of h of x, the composite function. The expression for that in terms of x. And second thing is, it says, are these inverse? Now, if you guys remember, what do we mean by inverse? If I say function f and h are inverse, what do we mean by that? F of h of x, if this is equal to h of f of x, meaning when the order of composition doesn't matter, that is when we say they are inverse. Yeah?
Yeah.
So now find it out. Let me know.
I got the first one, the f of h of x
Okay.
is 22 minus x.
Okay.
And I'm solving for whether they're inverses or not.
Yep.
Well, you do the next one.
So, Vishal, Samriddhi and Tony, are you guys with me so far? You are clear about the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and break your head without scratching. Okay. Because if you scratch, you see the end result. Alright. I'll let you guys do it in peace for next 2 minutes. So 2 or 3 minutes maybe.
I think that they are
Solve for
inverses,
it. Prove it.
both of them.
You think they are inverses?
Otherwise.
Okay, and did you find the expression for f of h of x?
Yes.
How much is that?
I got, it ended with me, I ended with x, but when I first set it up, I got 11 plus negative 4 parentheses x minus 11 over 4.
Like this?
Yeah. That was like the expression I got, but then I had to like solve for it and cancel things out.
Okay. So, how much did you get?
I got x.
You got x, right? That's what I was wondering, because these two will get cancelled out. It will be 11 minus x minus 11 plus 11. Was it x minus 11 or x plus 11?
Minus 11.
Minus 11.
So then it will be x 11 plus 11, 22 minus x. That should be your this thing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, it's 11 plus negative 4.
11 plus negative 4. Okay. Let me not.
So, whatever is your answer, keep it for now. Let me not
Solve for it.
worry about it. When I am solving it for everybody or verifying it, we'll look at it.
You can also review your answer. I will also. How about you guys?
What is the output?
I'm trying to get him to solve for it, but he's not solving it. And he has to.
Okay.
Because I solved one, so I'm making him solve the other.
No, but see, friendship doesn't help in the examination hall. You have to solve for both. Friendship
So
is good till you are not in the class.
I'm using his notebook.
Okay, he can use this one if he wants to.
Yeah, use this one.
Yeah. Okay, Vishal, what's your finding? Are these functions inverse?
What?
Are these functions inverse? That's the first question. And what is the value for f of h of x in terms of x? I mean, sorry if I'm nagging you guys, but nagging, main intention is I want you guys to get your hands dirty. How about you, Tony?
You just heard type fast and go for it. You need to turn
Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me do that again, like a 5-year-old.
So I'm younger than Sahit right now. Okay.
So we have to do two things. One is, what is the expression in terms of x? I have f of x, I have h of x. We have been asked to find out f of h of x. Meaning, whatever comes as an output from this function becomes an input to this function. Let's find it out.
So what is h of x? H of x is minus 4 times x minus 11. So h of x, we see that this is the value. Okay. So meaning I have to find out f of h of x. What is my h of x? H of x is given here, which is minus 4 into x minus 11.
And what is my f of x?
F of x is 11 minus whatever is my input divided by 4. 11 minus whatever is my input divided by 4. What is my input? This whole thing. So this will be equal to 11 minus whatever is my input, x. This is my input. So my input is minus into minus 4 times, or let me do one thing. Let me kind of simplify this. So minus 4 into x minus 11 will be equal to minus 4 into x is minus 4x. Minus into minus plus 11. Okay. So this is my input, minus 4x plus 11. So my input is minus 4x. What am I doing? 4 into 11, 44, sorry, my bad. Minus 4x plus 44. This is my input. So whatever is my input, it goes here. So 11 minus 4x plus 44 divided by 4. This is just the input. This is my input. I am plugging my input here, divided by 4. So this becomes 11. Here we can take 4 out. Minus 4 out, that is x minus 11 divided by 4.
And then you just cancel out.
So these two get tic-tac-toe. So 11 minus.
No, wouldn't the minus can't multiply into the negative 11 and x?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So minus into x becomes minus x. Minus into minus becomes plus 11. So this became 11 plus 11, 22 minus x.
That's what I thought.
Did I do okay or I messed up?
No, you did fine. I thought the same.
Samriddhi, Vishal, Tony, was this simple steps or anything was confusing here? Samriddhi, did
It's
that?
making more sense.
I'm sorry, bro?
It's making more sense.
Making more sense? Okay. How about Samriddhi? Did you verify this answer with yours?
I'm redoing it.
I'm sorry?
I'm redoing it right now.
Okay, okay. So I think there was an opportunity for something to go wrong with the minus sign. Okay, that was the only potential
H of that for that.
problem. Okay.
270,000.
Vishal, how about you? So far clear?
Yeah, I got it.
So we got f of h of x equals 22 minus x. Okay. Now I'm going to rub it off to create some real estate here on the board. Sahit and David here. I need your undivided attention, okay? So when we are talking about two functions being inverse, what we need to know is f of h of x equal to h of f of x? Meaning the order of composition, if it is same, then only it is inverse. Now we know this part, we know this value. Now let's look at what is the value for this guy. H of f of x. What is my f of x? F of x is this. So that means I have to find out h of f of x is this value. So 11 minus x by 4. Now we have to find out h of something. This is my whole thing is my input. What my h of x says? This. Minus 4 times the input, minus 11. So it will be minus 4 times the input. My input is this whole thing. 11 minus x by 4. Minus 11.
Would it 11 minus x by 4 be in parentheses?
11 minus x by 4.
It would be in parentheses, wouldn't it?
Okay, 1 second. Minus 4x. No.
It will not be in parentheses.
11 minus x by 4?
11 minus x by 4. No, this is my x. So this is, see, what is h of x? Minus 4 times the input, x, minus 11. This is my input, x minus 11. This is x. 11 minus x by 4. This is separate. See, 11 minus x by 4. I'm just writing it as is. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever is my input, that is going here in place of this x, which is this. 11 minus x by 4. These two are separate terms. So plus 11 and minus 11 will get cancelled out.
So it's just negative x by 4.
No, minus into minus becomes plus. 4 and 4 gets cancelled out.
Yes, so that's
Just x.
So it's not the same.
It's not the same. So these functions are not inverse.
Seesaw, they weren't inverse.
And again, if you guys look at this whole thing, is there anything complicated about it? No. It's just about very carefully doing the order of operation. Yeah? Samriddhi, Vishal, Tony, are you guys with me? Vishal, you want to contest this point or you're okay?
What if I put pressure on both of you coordinary operators? What happens then, huh? They'll just paint on this ball.
Yeah. So now we will look at some theory part of it, and I would certainly need your 15 plus 7, 22 minutes of very focused listening. Why I'm saying so is because this is now the last part of this topic that we are going to cover is called modeling with composite functions. Modeling, right? Modeling, I'm not going to talk about the ramp walk. Not that part of the modeling. Yep.
I just took the PSAT and none of this was on there.
None of this was there. PSAT did not have this one, right?
It has up to algebra 2 and then some pre-calc.
Right. So this is pre-calc. I mean pre-SAT. It will be more with the SAT thing.
One of my friends said there was derivatives on there.
Okay. So it depends. I mean again, whole syllabus that you see, that gives you the entire landscape of what you need to prepare. Now, depending on the nature of the or the mood of the person who has set the question, some topics will not be covered in the examination, some will be covered, and then next time when you go for it, you might see a different flavor of it altogether. So our goal would be to make sure that we cover the entire syllabus as many times till you guys get tired and bored of me.
Wait, are derivatives in pre-calculus?
Yeah, derivatives. No, derivatives are in calculus actually. Yeah.
I don't know how you got derivatives then. That's not on the PSAT.
So depends on what level of questions we're talking about. Because if you're talking about differentiation and integration, that's part of calculus,
No,
which we have
they
not.
asked him to find the derivative of a function.
I'll have to look at some of the questions to give you a more reasonable answer actually. Otherwise, I might keep bluffing, and that'll be more confusing than making any sense. All right. So now this is the last part of this particular topic, where we'll talk about modeling with composite functions. What do you mean by modeling with composite functions? Meaning, whatever we have done, we just look at what is composite function. One function has an input, gives you an output. Another function gets an input, gives you an output. When you combine these two functions, then that's the third function that gets derived, which is called composite function. Now let's look at a situation, okay? Let's see, let me give you guys a practical example. How many hours you study derives how much score you will get in a subject. And how much score you get derives what will be your overall CGPA. Yeah? How much you study gets you a grade. How much grade you get derives your CGPA.
Get your pre-calculator.
So it's a perfect or the most basic example of modeling with composite function. So here, now if you look at how many hours you study depends on your grade A, B, C, D, and how many grades you get derives your CGPA. Now if you look at hours and CGPA, there is a linkage. Based on the hours, your CGPA derived, but this is an interim step. You put hours, get grades, gets your CGPA. So this is one example of a composite function. You can say that okay, CGPA, if let's say function of G is defining CGPA, is the function of study, function of hours. So function of hours gives you the grade. So I will call it A. Function of hours gets your grade, and your grades
goes as input for getting you overall CGPA. Does it make sense?
This makes sense.
Does it make sense to everybody? Vishal, Samriddhi, I know this was probably the simplest of the example that you would have wanted to hear, but a little bit realistic. Now let me read a question for you. Okay, guys, I'm going to blabber for next 5 minutes. Hear me out carefully. And there will be a lot of words into what I'm going to talk about, so just pay a little attention. The question says, Dennis has modeled the following relationship about a party he is planning. Dennis has modeled the following relationship about the party he is planning. Where, let's say this is function. Input and output. Every function has this situation, right? There is a function which has some input that gives an output. So he has modeled the following relationship about a party he is planning. Now there is a function n where the input goes as $saved. Dollars saved for the party. How many dollars he has saved for the party? And the output is number of people Dennis can invite to the party. So number of people. Number of people. So the first function is n, which receives dollars as input, the amount of dollars that he has saved for the party, and then output is if you give how many dollars he has saved for the party, how many people he can invite.
P of dollar of
Whatever it be. Okay,
So it's called n of x. This is a function. X is the number of dollars that he's spending, which says how many people can come. This is the first function. Is that clear to everybody so far? I will anyways repeat, but I'm just asking. Next function is m, which takes hours spent babysitting. Okay, here it is x as an input. Here this function m is hours, input is hours spent babysitting. So basically probably he is making money by doing babysitting, and for every hour he makes some money. And the output is dollars saved for the party. So this function is m, which has h as an input. So now if you look at this function is, it takes dollars saved for the party as an input, and depending on that he can decide how many people he can invite, and this function is called n of x, where x is the dollar saved. This is the second function m, which says hours spent babysitting. So h is the hours spent for babysitting, which goes as an input and says or derives how many dollars that can be saved for the party. So this is the second function m of h. Now the third function s is number of ink cartridges used. Number of ink cartridges used, which is r, and the output for that is number of times the assistant has to walk to the, oops, what am I doing? I switched to the second question, my bad. That's why I was not able to relate. I was getting lost. Next function is C, which says number of people invited. Number of people invited to the party, that is P, and the output is cost of the party. And that goes as C of P. So there are three functions. There are three functions that is modeled here. First function is function n, which takes x as an input, that is the cost, the dollar saved for the party, and output is number of people that can be invited. So that is n of x. So how much money you want to invest, depending on that you can decide how many people you can invite. This function says hours spent babysitting and as an input, and the output is dollar saved for the party. So basically you do babysitting, I mean that guy is doing babysitting, saving money for the party, whatever money he saves, that helps him decide how many people he can invite. Now this is the third function which says C, which takes number of people invited as an input, and the output is cost of the party. So now you see the relationship. You do babysitting, not you. Then is doing babysitting, saving money for the party. Depending on how much money he has saved, he can decide how many people he can invite. Or this is the third function that says how many people invited as an input, and that decides the cost of the party. So if you have to relate how many hours of babysitting you did to save money, and that money will help you decide how many people you can invite. Yep. Now the question is, which of the following composed function makes sense in this context? And I am giving you guys some example, some options. N of m of h, n of m of h. N is this one, m is this one, and c is this one. Number of people, how much money, number of people, money, and cost. Second option is n of c of p. Third option is m of n of h. Fourth option is c of n of x. And again, if you guys want to know, this is n, input is x. This is n, input is h, number of hours of babysitting. This is c, input is p, number of people invited, and the cost. So we are given four options, and we have been asked to check which of these four. First is n of m of h, n of m of h. Second is n of c of p, n of c of p. Third one is m of n of h is here. Fourth one is c of n of x, c of n of x. So we have to, we have been asked to find out which all of this combination makes sense, and we have to choose more than one answers. Lot of talking. But did I make some sense when I was reading the question, or you guys are still confused?
It made sense to me.
Is this
I remember
question
saw
in
it
the
though.
WhatsApp group?
Yes, it is. If you look at the message that came from Praneeth's mommy, he'll be regular to the classes from November. After that one, the first question. Okay? Yeah. So let me just read it for you guys. There are three functions given to us. One is function n, and this says how many people. This helps you determine how many people can be invited, and that is a function of how much money you have saved. How much money you have saved? Based on that, you can decide how many people you can invite. This is function n, which is total how much money is saved. So this money is used for inviting number of people. It says how much money is saved is a function of how many hours you have spent babysitting. So number of hours spent decides how much money Dennis has saved for the party. And this function c, which is the cost, which is how much is the cost for the party. That is a function of how many people are invited. So how many people? One person, some money. Two people, two times that money.
So some people invited, and based on that number of people, how much will be the cost of the party? So from these three functions, we are given four composite functions: n of m of h, n of m of h, n of c of p, m of n of h, h here, c of n of x, c of n of x. Which of these composite functions are practically relatable? I know a lot of words, and this is where it gets tricky in the exam also.
But that says m of h.
M of h, n of x, c of p.
Wait, what does the second one say? N of m of h? I'm sorry, the third one.
Third one, m of n of h.
M of n of h?
So you have to just find out which all combinations are correct or realistic. And I believe you're right on money. You are thinking in the right direction, but I will not give you more clues.
Stop scrolling, gosh. Anything within you.
So did you guys get the question in the first place? Vishal, Samriddhi and Tony. I mean, did you hear the question clearly?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
I don't think you
How about Vishal?
Yeah.
Now, what are the out of the four options? Let me give you guys one more clue. There are two answers which are correct. So maybe A and B, maybe A and C, maybe A and B, maybe B and C, maybe A and D, maybe C and A, whatever. You have to choose two answers and tell me which one makes sense. I'll give you guys 2 minutes before I start trying to solve it. For a problem like this, the maximum energy goes into decoding what is being asked and relating that to in your head. So I'll let you guys spend those 2 minutes with yourself.
I think it's A. One of them is A. Because it's n of m of h. So that means that the output, the number of people that pull up and is equal to is dependent on the number of people, the number saved to the party. Because that's the output, and that's also the output. So that means that is the output of that it is in C2. It's basically the same as n of x, so it makes sense.
People who pulled up to the people who say we need to go.
What? Are you, is this working?
It's very hard.
Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so it's definitely the first one. Wait, is the second one m of c of p?
N of C of P.
Okay.
Let me just check. N of C of P. Let me write it carefully. It is N of C of P. This is N of M of H. This is M of N of H. This is C of N of H.
Okay. I think it's definitely the first one. That's guaranteed.
Okay.
And then cost of the party is dependent on the number of people who come. I feel like that would work too. And n of h, I just feel like something's not right about that because the h isn't there. And there's nothing to do with h in it. And unless you correlate from that, but then you're saying that the output is, that's just weird, that's super complicated. And it's n of c of p, so that means that the number of people who come shows the cost of the party. would be 3 of them, but only 2 of them are right.
See if P can also work as cost of the party and good.
Are you good? Pick a composite function on the side.
Okay, what's going on? We have just 2 more minutes before the class gets over, so I'll probably let you guys share what is that we are coming to.
I know it's probably the first one.
So in this question, the clue that is given is there are only 2 answers are correct. Meaning, there are 2 ways of doing it. Either we solve it forgetting those 2 or knock out the 2 that we think is not right. Let's look at these options quickly.
See, this is the function, this is the input. N of x, if I have a function like that, that is okay. M of h, I have a function like that, it is okay. C of p, if I have a function like that, that is okay. If you look at this one, N of h, there is no function. Number of people based on hours, you cannot derive. Based on hours, you can derive how much money you are saving. So N of h, number of people invited for the party based on hours, is not a direct function. So you would certainly knock out this one. C is not
In question for sure. Okay.
Now let's look at it. Now this is number of people invited based on how much money I have.
That is understood.
This one says based on how many people are invited, this is the cost. So this one tells me how many people, and this says for every person there is a cost. So get the number of people, multiply that with the cost per person, you get the total cost of the party. This and going as an input to this is still okay. So this one is okay. Yeah. Number of people, you put the number of people here, you get the cost of the party. Cost of party is number of people. This one is okay. This one is ruled out. Now look at these 2. And C of P. And C of P. Now number of people multiplied by C of P and C of P. C of P gives me what? The cost. Cost of the party. Cost of the party going as the input to this one. Doesn't make sense. Cost of party going as input to number of people doesn't make any sense. It's reverse of this guy. C n of x is understandable. You plug in the number of people, you get the cost. So this comes as input to this guy and you derive the overall cost. Yeah? But n of C of P, think about this. N is what? Number of people. Number of people as a function of cost. Number of people is a function of the money, not cost. So this one also I will rule out. See, between these 2 only one could be true, okay? N of C of P or C of N of X, only one could be true. These 2 are opposite functions actually, if you look at that way. And if you look at this one, number of people as M of H. Number of people, M of H. How many people I can invite depends on how much money I have. How much money I have is coming from this function. Number of people is a function of money, and this money is coming from this function based on our number of hours of babysitting I have done or Dennis has done. So this one relates, this one and this one are correct. This one I ruled out because this is not relating at all. It's taking input from another function which is not right. And this one is contradicting this one. This is just opposite of this one. That's why this is ruled out. Did I say something that is relatable or more confusing? Forget about this question for a little bit. How many people I can invite depends on how much money I have. How much money I have depends on how many hours of babysitting I have done. Let's say I am Dennis for a little bit, because I am saying I always, right? So how many people I can invite depends on how much money I have. How much money I have depends on how many hours of babysitting I have done. And how many people I am inviting, that will tell me how much is my total cost. Okay? So How many people I can invite? Depending on how much money I have. This is straight relatable situation. N of M of H. N of M of H. This is fine. This one I'm ruling out immediately because I don't want to break my head with this one. N of how much money I have is a function of N of H. N and H have no relationship. Okay? How many hours of babysitting I have done doesn't help me directly decide how many people I can invite. There is a relationship here. Okay, so N will always have input as X. M will always have input as H. C will always have input as P. Yeah, here N has an input H. That will not work. This is contradicting this model itself. So that's why this is ruled out. Now between these two we have to pick. Now N of C of P, N number of people of C of P. So C of P based on how many people invited. So this is the input that goes in here, not the other way around. So that's why this option is ruled out. And then we are left with this option and this option. Yeah. I might have talked a little more than needed, but the idea was, in this case in this kind of a problem, our goal will always be to decode it and simplify it and relate that with, replace Dennis with yourself, and that will help you get to the root of it. And again, when it comes to a problem like this, it's not just about solving it always, it's about eliminating the unwanted options also. So that will help you look at this. I mean, here if we could remove this one, then we knew that okay, we have to contemplate between these three. And between these two, N of C of P, C of N of X, these two are opposite functions. So we have to look at which one is more realistic. Cost depends on how many people I'm inviting. It is again straight calculation from a practical implementation point of view. So that's why if this is correct, then this cannot be correct. With that being said, we have come to the end of the class, unless you guys have a question for me. So in the next class,